Good morning, everyone. How are you today? How are you today? Good? Tired? Sleepy? Hungry? Yes. Oh yes. Yeah. Oh yes. Hungry, tired. But now we have. But the bad news is that we have to start our lecture now. But I hope we. I will try my best that we will end at 11:30 or earlier. Okay. 11:30. Okay. So last lectures I asked you the way we know the way we can determine whether currency is overvalued or undervalued. You understand? You remember? I remember. Amber, you can ask other students for the lectures. The last lecture, you both of you were off. Okay. Don't worry about it. And about the currency overvalued and currency undervalued. Oh, you know that the most popular way we can determine whether the currency overvalued or undervalued is using PBB theory. Yeah, and I show you the Big Mac index. Unfortunately, today I still can't go to the website to show you exactly the Big Mac index, how the Big Mac index is. Anyway, that is the one way we can determine. And last time we also made some practice issue by the example of Vietnamese dong. You remember? You remember? And we get the information of the price of Big Mac in Vietnam and the price of Big Mac in the US. Just remind for the Ava and also Danny that one Big Mac in Vietnam, the price of one Big Mac in Vietnam is 76,000 Vietnamese dong. Meanwhile, in US, the price of one Big Mac is 5.69 US dollar. So from those information, we can calculate the exchange rate between USD and Vietnamese dong by take 76,000 divided by 5.69, and we got the exchange rate is one US dollar equal about 30, more than 30, yeah, more than 30,000 Vietnamese dong. And then we compare the actual exchange rate of USD and VND. Actual exchange rate is mean that the nominal exchange rate listed by the bank at the moment, yeah, and the actual exchange rate is about 25,000 Vietnamese dong equal one US dollar. Then we compare 25,000 Vietnamese dong equal one US dollar with the exchange rate calculated by Big Mac index, and we conclude that the Vietnamese dong is under or over? Under, you understand? As it's undervalued. It's undervalued. Okay. Everyone remember, just remind for those were actions last time, okay? And also we discussed about devaluations, revaluations, appreciation and depreciation. Remember everyone? We especially discussed the effect, the positive effect and also negative effect of devaluations with the real example. The real example of China, of Asia's financial crisis, and also other example as well. Yeah, okay. That is the content of the last lectures. And I also asked you for the homework that besides Big Mac index and PBB theory, how can we determine that a currency overvalued or undervalued? two hands raised. You first? Yeah, you raised. Her raised her hands first. Okay. My end.
Okay, so I find another way to determine whether the currency is undervalued or overvalued. So that is the behavior equilibrium exchange rate, which is also called BEER. So the concept of BEER is that it is a method that uses fundamental economic and behavioral factors to determine the exchange rate of the currency. We will use econometrics. So unlike PPP, the BEER does not simply rely on the price of goods, but it also relies on other macroeconomic factors like exchange rate or labor productivity or trade balance, also interest rate. So how does this apply in practice is, for example, it determines the exchange rate currency through factors like economic strength. So economic strength with factors like GDP, unemployment rate, production growth rate, strong economy which has stronger currency due to higher investment and consumption demand, or maybe trade balance. A trade surplus which implies export is greater than import will determine that the currency from the currency is if export is higher than import with a trade surplus, then that means that the currency is undervalued. So also in terms of interest rate, differential higher interest rate in one country compared to another can attract international capital, increasing the currency value. So those are some examples of the factors that will be included in the BEER. I will also give an example about how we will use this. If the BEER determines the fair value of euro is 1.15 USD over euro, which means 1 euro can buy 1.15 USD based on economic fundamental. However, the actual exchange rate is actually just 1.05 USD over euro, then the euro in this case will be undervalued. So that is one way to determine that.
Okay, thank you very much. What's your name? Gwyn. Okay, thanks Gwyn so much. And May, do you have other idea or other answer? Or do you have the same answer? You're not sure about it. So do you want to answer or not? Whether you want to answer my questions or not? Okay.
So she said about the trade account balance. So I'll talk about the net foreign assets position. The net foreign assets position is the total foreign assets of a country minus the total foreign liabilities. And according to what I have found, it said that if you have a positive net foreign asset position, which means the net creditor, means that you can make profit from being the creditor of other countries. So your currency will have appreciation pressure. So and on the other hand, if you are the net debtor, which means that your NFA is negative, you have a depreciation currency.
Thank you very much.
So, Quyên, everyone understand what Quyên and my have said. So, in someone say no, someone say yes. I can summarize, okay? I can summarize. So, Quyên and my said that there's another way we can determine whether the currency overvalued or undervalued by using econometrics regression. Econometrics regressions. That is, there's no bend here, so no bend. Okay, just try. No. So, Mang and Nguyên said we can use econometrics regression to determine why if alpha 0 beta is a constant, is beta 1 in x1 beta 2 times x2 plus blah, 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 and arrow terms like that. Yeah, as an arrow term like that. And here is a experiment. Am I right? Here's an experiment. Yeah. And here is economics, macroeconomic factors like GDP, like trade balance. Yeah. Or that, like that. Yeah. So, Mang and Simon agree. These regressions we have the determinants. Determinants is mean that factors affecting. In Vietnamese we use the word factors affecting, and in English they use determinant. It means that determinants of exchange rate or what factors will affect exchange rate. But here I want to ask you, other way we can determine whether the currency overvalued or undervalued. This is a very simple way, not complicated like that. Other. Anyone? Yeah, please.
Okay, so I have found out and to determine if the currency is overvalued or undervalued. We call this tool is RER. It's kind to
That is a real exchange rate.
yeah.
And also BBB is calculate real exchange rate.
Yeah, but I find this formula is so interesting. Like you use RER equal to nominal exchange rate multiplied by foreign inflation rate divides domestic inflation rate.
Yeah, that is the other form of BBB. Big Mac Index. Yeah, that is other form of BBB. And Big Mac Index, we call it, is a rule of one price. The rule of one price. And what's the name? Zoom. Yeah, what Zoom has just said is relative form of BBB. And all the forms of BBB we will study not next week. Because next week, on the Monday, on the Tuesday, we will have a presentation session 2, and then on Thursday, I have a business trip in Ho Chi Minh City. So yes, so we will be off on next Thursday. Good news for all of you! Yes, so happy that we will be off next week. No, guys, otherwise, why I ask you that question is because I want you to think more creatively outside the knowledge in the textbook. The one way you can know whether currency is overvalued or undervalued by comparing the central exchange rate, which listed by central bank, and the exchange rate in the market, in the open market, in the black market. You understand what I mean? Because the exchange rate in the foreign exchange market or the black foreign exchange market or other way is open market is determined by supply and demand and the central exchange rate is determined by the central bank, and we compare that these two exchange rates and we can know whether the currency is overvalued or undervalued. Understand everyone? For example, now you can search the exchange rate, the central exchange rate determined by SBV is the State Bank of Vietnam today. And also find out the exchange rate of USD and VND in black market, in the black foreign exchange market. Such two results. Two information, I'm sorry. You got it? The central exchange rate is 24,200 US Vietnamese đồng equal $1, and in the black foreign exchange market. $25,200, something like that. And so, you think that way, Vietnamese is undervalued or overvalued? Overvalued. Because why? Because in the market, from the supply and demand, 1 USD equal 25,000 Vietnamese đồng. But according to State Bank of Vietnam, 1 USD just equal 24,000 Vietnamese đồng. It means that Vietnamese is overvalued. It's overvalued. Understand everyone? Overvalued because exactly 1 USD will get more than Vietnamese đồng. But we, State Bank of Vietnam, just calculate and just consider 1 USD equal 24,000 Vietnamese đồng. Now I come back with the example of meat and vegetable. When you bring $1 to the market, in actual you can buy 25,000 kilo meat. Okay? But because according to the rule of the supermarket, you just got 24,000. It means that meat is overvalued. Understand? So now we change meat into currency. It means that the currency, the Vietnamese đồng, is overvalued. More expensive because $1 gets less. $1 gets less Vietnamese đồng. So it is overvalued. You don't understand. Need me to explain again? Again or not? Again? Again, okay. So now, meat hurt. Meat hurt. Okay? Meat hurt. 1 USD by 2.5 kilo meat. Okay? Okay? It's actual. It's actual. It's from the supply and demand. From the supply and demand. But when you go to the market, go to the world market, the market list 1 USD just by you only buy 2 kilometer meat. So meat is more expensive. Meat is more expensive. Or we call it meat is overvalued. Overvalued. Understand everyone? Meat is more expensive, you can see. Actual you can buy 20.5 kilometer meat. But when you go to the market, because the market determines 1 US dollar just by 22 kilometer meat. So it means that meat is more expensive. More expensive because with 1 US dollar you got less meat. It means that it is overvalued. Understand everyone? Understand everyone? Now we convert it into currency. 1 USD can by 25,000 VND. That is the market. That is the black market. And we assume that it is determined by supply and demand. But the SBB determine 1 USD equal just 24,000 VND. This is from SBB. So it means that 1 USD from the calculations of US SBB, 1 USD just get less Vietnamese đồng. In the market, 1 USD you get more than Vietnamese đồng. So the Vietnamese is more expensive than is the actual. That is the actual value. It's more expensive than is the actual value. So we call it overvalue. Understand everyone? Because it is more expensive than it is natural value. It is value, natural value, decided by the market. So we call it overvalue and vice versa. If it is cheaper than it is natural value, so we call it undervalue. Everyone understand? Everyone understand? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Yes. Right. Good. Now we change. Now we will start the content of our lecture today. It is exchange rate determination, and we just consider very simple model. It's from supply and demand model. Okay. There's many models, guys. There's many models to determine exchange rate. However, I just think that you just need to know the simple model. That is that is supply and demand model. That is supply and demand model. And we also study the factors affecting exchange rate or determinants of exchange rate, and also the government interventions. And if we have time, we will study case study. But if not, we skip it. So for the supply and demand model, it's a very, very simple model, and all of you know that. All of you know that already. All of you know that already. So I think I don't need to teach you again. Just remind you very clearly the supply and demand model. That is, we have some assumptions for this model that there is no foreign exchange control. There's no foreign exchange control, and the governments do not intervene in exchange rate. The foreign currency supply comes from export. Meanwhile, the foreign currency demand comes from import. So it means that here, in the supply and demand models, we just consider imports and export. We just take into account import and export. And this is commodity, export and commodity, demand of commodity only, okay? Even though we know that that's mainly the demand and also supply of foreign currency can arise from many sources. But here in this model, we just consider the supply and demand come from export and import of commodities. Yeah, okay. So this is very simple, guys. So I think you will understand very easy. Oh. Okay, so this is demand curve. Anyone can tell me about the demand curve? The shape of the demand curve? You, okay?
Normally it is a down sloping curve, and we usually use it in the linear forms. It is a downward sloping curve, and normally we use it in the linear forms that we can analyze easily. The demand curve can move. At the point on the demand curve can move, or they can shift leftward or rightward.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah, very good. That's okay, very good. We call curve, we call demand curve. However, we usually use line. Yeah, we usually line to calculate the relationship between the quality, quantities, and also price more easily. Yeah, so it's very easy like that. Here we have the demand curve, and actually that is a line. Yeah, this is a demand curve, and the slope downward. It's slope downward from left to right. Yeah, left to right. Very simple, and all you know already. You know already, very simple. But what I want to ask you is what factors will make the demand curve shift to the right? What factors will make demand curve move to the right? 10 minutes for all of you to think about it. 10 minutes for all of you think about it. Okay? Because of course, when the demand curve shifts to the right, so we will have new exchange rate. Am I right? Yeah. So the question is, what factors? What factors will make the demand curve move to the right? Yeah. 10 minutes for all of you, and then I will call someone randomly. Okay? Remember, when I call you, you will not get bonus. You will not bonus. But when you volunteer to answer my questions, you will get bonus. However, I will check whether all the students understand or not. So I will call randomly first, and then ask someone raising your hands. Okay? Do you understand my questions? What factors making demand curve move to the right, okay? With my questions about what factors making demand curve moving to the right, do we think beyond import? Not only export and import, but other factors as well, okay? Not only export and import, but other factors as well, okay?
Có chị Quỳnh ơi, ai có mà? Người á.